And welcome back to ModSauce. Alright, now the first thing you can see right here is I've begun reconstructing the roof here. I've got the carpenter's blocks in place and whatnot. The dirt underneath it was just something to place them against. I'll be taking that out once I'm done with all this. But what I need to know is what block should I use to texture these with. Now I had netherrack on there before, but I wasn't really 100% certain about keeping that there. Although several people have said, hey, keep it because it's unique and so on. So that's a possibility. There are, of course, an almost infinite variety of other possibilities as well. So let me know in the comments what this should be textured with. I'm really kind of curious what y'all think because I don't have a whole lot of opinion. I'm tempted to put the netherrack back. I don't know. I've actually managed to get a little bit of work done on the structure. Get some more of this white brick in place. I've got glass in the windows now and so on. Thinking maybe I might take some of this smeltery down a little bit. And I've got a drum of lava here fueling this thing. I may take some of these seared tanks out and replace them with the glass windows or whatever. Just simply for the heck of it. And in here, it's an even bigger mess than it was. Well, I had decided I was going to get going with applied energistics. And I had gone ahead and got these inscribers together because I went around the world. I took about a couple of hours searching around the world, and as you can see, 3 skystone chests. I found 3 meteors. The last one had the inscriber plates in it. That took an obscene amount of time to find meteors. I found 3 meteors, but they had already been gotten to. And I've ranged around and roamed around a lot more, and I finally, with this thing, this meteorite compass, because when you're in the same chunk as a meteor, it points to the nearest meteor. It doesn't matter whether it's already been done or not. And so it points to it, and it takes you there, and when you're in the same chunk as a meteor, then it starts to spin. And then you have to go down, and if the meteor's not right on the surface where it's obvious, you have to dig and explore and find where in that chunk the thing is located. Because it doesn't point to the actual dead-on spot. It points to what chunk it's in. So that was a lot of fun. Not really. So I got the inscriber plates. I've gone ahead and set them in here in these things, and I was going to set up a system kind of taking a page from something I saw DMAC doing to sort of automate the production of these things. And I got the silicon. I got to the point where I needed to put the silicon in there, and I started looking up how to make the silicon. Oh boy. Silicon, specifically these guys, I think. Well, let's I'll go it this way. This is the way I got there. Alright. Printed logic circuit, printed silicon. Click on that, and you need the silicon ball. Okay, it's the Ender IO silicon ball. Alright, click on that. Crucible furnace, unknown ironic dust. I have no idea what that is. So I went over here, and I see the sag mill processing clay with either flint or dark steel balls. Redstone, same way. And over here you got an 80% chance. Maybe I should have gone with that, but I didn't have as much of these materials. And finally I went with sand because there's deserts all over the place. I went ahead and picked up a load of sand. And here you get a 50% chance for each operation to get silicon. And so I built this little Rube Goldberg thing. At first I was feeding it with hoppers. And then I realized how long it was going to take. So I got my output chest, I stuck a transfer node on it, and I put an item filter in there to only pull silicon. And silicon goes over here to the barrels. And you'll notice I've got a little over 20 stacks of silicon. It took well over 6 hours to get that much. It was basically, I filled these hoppers with sand, and I filled that chest with sand. And because I didn't have nearly as much flint as I did sand, I filled this one with gravel and run it down in here into a pulverizer, which will pulverize the gravel and get me flint. And then here is a transfer node, a retrieval node, set to look for flint and pull it into there, which is then feeding the sag mill. Sand here, flint here, and 50% chance of silicon there. And I got my lava generators out of the quarry world, because the quarry had long since finished, and it's powered by lava and so on and so forth, so there was no problem keeping it powered. But oh wow, I had this really funky idea. I was going to go from 0 to autocrafting in like one day. Sorry, that's not going to happen. So I think it's time. Let's see, I need to, where is my wrench? There we are. Okay, you can't pick that up on a wrench. Okay, they retain their power and lava and so on, so that's good. Let's see. Okay. How about the barrel? Yes. Okay, get all this stuff together. I'm not going to be needing that for a while anyway. I'm going to set this up here as a way to power these things. Alright, generators. Okay. Lava for power. Liquid transfer node. Transfer pipe. Keep both generators powered. Okay. And now let's see. Energy extractor pipe. Energy transfer node. And the other extractor pipe. There we go. And now need the energy acceptor. I do believe I built one. Here it is. Energy acceptor. And I'm going to put it right on top of that transfer node. Alright, maybe that wasn't such a great idea because it's also connecting to that. We'll try there. Well, Alright. Alright, glass cable. I'm going to need more of that, so let's go ahead and get more of it made. Let's see. Recipe. Quartz fiber and Fluix crystals to get that. Okay. And I've got some Fluix crystals. They were reasonably easy to make. The old drop it in the puddle thing is not my favorite way to go, but hey, what can you do? Well, you can get over here and use a crafting table. That might actually work. Alright. Let's see. Alright, that's powering up, so that's the first indication it's working, because the energy acceptor isn't telling me anything. Alright. Okay. Alright, these things should all be powering up. That one certainly is. Alright, now we take this one. See, I had this, here's a retrieval node, and it's set to retrieve silicon. Let's see, where's more of those item filters? Here we go. And now that I've got the output here, I'm going to take this one, open up the filter, and it's going to retrieve these things. And of course also I'm going to assign one of them to be into one of these barrels, and shift right click to lock the barrel so that it will only accept that item. Okay. I need to go down here a little bit. I need to put a retrieval node, no, a item transfer node. Down here. And some transfer pipe. Ah, there it is. Okay, those should not go in there. Well, at some point they will. Okay, let me get this figured out here. These guys need to come out. Got the printed silicon and they're supposed to go back there. But whatever, okay, fine. We need some gold. I'm kind of trying to figure this out as I go here. Alright, now to get these guys, we need that down here. The printed logic circuit. Okay, inscriber press with gold. Okay, that's the inscriber press. Break that off of there. Alright, this does not need to be there. Alright, I think I got it now. Set this for gold. Yeah, that'll be better. Okay. And now that gets processed and we get this. which I can set to go in here. Lock that. All right. And now we need the printed logic circuit and the printed silicon with redstone to go in here. All right. Item transfer node there. Put the redstone filter on that one. Put another one down here. And this one gets a printed silicon filter. Okay. Printed, no, not there, there. Okay. So this one will have redstone coming from here, printed silicon from here, and on the top we need printed logic circuits. All right. Set this filter for printed logic circuits. Pop that there. Okay. That's better. And the output from that operation will be our logic processor. Oh boy. All right. So we take our transfer pipe. Let's wrench this around so that we're not connecting there. Okay. All right, let's see. Ah. Okay, printed logic circuit, redstone, silicon. Okay, let's get a hold of some redstone. All right, that should be available now. %, no power. Inscriber engineering press? How did that? That's supposed to be up there. Yeah. Printed logic circuit. All right, take that out of there. Go ahead and pop those in there. These suckers should be coming out and heading over here, and they're not. And I'm thinking that should be a retrieval node. Where's my retrieval node? All right, yeah. I think that's it. Okay, I've got a retrieval node here. Okay, here we go. Retrieval node. For printed silicon, pull those out, pull that out, and I need another retrieval node, which I'm pretty sure there should be another one over here somewhere. There we go. Okay, retrieval node, printed logic circuit, all right, and now this is doing that. All right, good. Take some of those, get them over here into a barrel, lock that barrel, and for here just a plain old transfer node and a bit of transfer pipe. Yes, I am making a complete and total mess here. Okay, it's not going to make any more of those. I ran out of gold. Well, not quite. I have some. But, yeah. All right. All right, great. So we have gold processors being made. Now I just have to duplicate this mess for the diamond processor and the Certus quartz processor, because this is the one we've been making. We need to make the engineering processor and the calculation processor. Yeah, that's gonna be special. Although I'm thinking what I can do is change this out to change this out to bring in diamonds and use the engineering plate. And yeah, I can kind of Rube Goldberg this to just get a whole bunch of these things made. I need to get probably 3 stacks of the gold processors, a couple of stacks of the diamond ones, and I'm sure at least a stack of the Certus quartz processors. That's going to take a while. All right, I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit more gold in the system. And let's see, I've got some gold block. Let's go ahead and use that. Wait a minute. Redstone. Am I out of redstone already? No. It's bringing in the gold. This got stuck in the wrong spot. Okay, fine. Okay, we're making printed logic circuits on gold. And over here is taking printed silicon and printed logic circuits with redstone to make the actual final product. Okay, good. Now all I got to do is keep this thing running until I've got several of these, and you know something? These things are not getting over there. Alright. Make up another filter. Set it for the logic circuits. Pop that in there. How about this? This is roundabout and very Rube Goldbergish, but if it works, I don't care. Now, are these being pulled out? Yes, they are. Are they ending up in here? No, they're ending up in there. All right. That'll work. All right. This should go from 17 to 18 just as soon as that one finishes. It went to 19. Well, okay, but the point is, it's getting from here to over there. That's the point. All right, like I said, this is very Rube Goldberg. It's very goofy and crazy looking. And I need to work out a much better, cleaner, easier way to do this that can be considered a good permanent solution, which will not be built here. Instead, it will be built downstairs someplace out of sight where these things can be manufactured on demand. That's the idea. What are you doing up there? How about if I lock these empty ones until I have something I want to go in them? No wonder I thought it wasn't working. All right, very good. Well, that means I'm close to a stack of logic processors. Great. It's a good thing because I'm pretty much out of gold. Yeah, I think I am. I don't know. Let's see if there's any left in any of these barrels. Okay. So I can process up some more gold and get myself about 3 stacks of the gold processor, and then repeat this procedure for the diamond processors, and then these guys these guys right here, printed calculation circuits, I'm going to need the pure Certus quartz crystals, which is going to mean Certus quartz seed made from Certus quartz dust and sand into a bottle to make the process faster at crystal growth accelerators. Well, I did make up some crystal growth accelerators after having to go around the bend a few different times, but I got there. So that, I think, is going to be the goal. I'm going to get this gold started. And I've got this pretty much automated. I just drop whatever I want, smelt it in here. So I got a liquid transfer node. Yeah. And to automate, just go ahead and pop that liquid transfer node on there. And I'm only doing it with one of them because I've noticed a little bit of a confusion. Oh, there's still some gold there. Oh, I'll get to it. I need to get all this stuff smelted anyway. And this will keep it busy for a while, but this will have it automatically pulling gold out a block at a time. So that'll be good. So that's where we're at with applied energetics. The actually only really bad part of it is how long it takes to come up with the silicon. But it's not earth-shakingly, super critically bad, as long as you can automate a machine to keep doing it until you have enough. Let's see, that's probably about it for that. I'm going to basically repeat this process until I've got 3 stacks of the gold processor, a couple of stacks of diamond processors, and at least a stack, maybe 2 Certus quartz processors, which means I'm going to have to do the puddle thing. Even if I do this, and what was it Slip called it, a super puddle or something like that. Anyway, I was thinking about something else that had to do with the front up here. This thing looks great, but it's a little bit on the open side. But I don't want to just make this one wide and put a door in here. I don't want to do that. But I got to thinking about something. This guy, the drawbridge. Put 3 of them right along here, facing upward. Use a little bit of red alloy wire and some covers and whatnot, so I can put a switch over here, hit the switch or a push button, and these things would normally be in the extended, lifted up position. Hit the button, they come down. And then after the button releases, they go back up or something like that. And then maybe have something out here as a way to activate it. Maybe leave the torches up there and replace one of them with a torch lever. And that way the thing is normally closed. You have to pull a lever to get in. Have a pressure plate or something that automatically turns the thing back on and closes it up after you go in. I like that idea. So I'm going to play with that a little bit and make sure I can actually make it work. And maybe we'll do that next time. And meanwhile, I'm going to be going back to cooking more processors. And also, don't forget, ModSauce has been released. And the URL for where you can get that is in the description. And also a good place to make sure that you get to see all of the Hermitcraft videos of one flavor or another. That's there's a Twitter address for that. I believe it's Hermitcraft_. I'll have a link for that in the description as well, and so on. So definitely, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.